Hello everyone, today we will introduce the operation procedures for power on and power off of the container. Behind me is the GENIXGREEN self-developed Titan 2.15 MWh plus 1 megawatt 40 feet container, which includes 10 clusters of 215 kWh battery clusters. First, remove the cover plate of the main control box, close the circuit breaker, and turn on the air switch. Perform the same operations for other battery clusters. All 10 battery clusters have completed the power on preparation work. Now, close the battery compartment door. The AC side of the container is composed of megawatt-level 500 kilowatts PCS. Open the PCS cabinet door, turn on KB1, KB2, KB3 and KS to the closed state, rotate the handle to close QDC, use the provided accessories to turn on grid and release the emergency stop button. The above steps complete the PCS AC side power on work. After completing the wiring work according to the installation manual, connect to the mains power supply. At this time, observe that the circuit breaker is in the energy storage state. Click the closing button, and the electric operator will automatically close and complete the energy storage again. After the incoming cabinet electric operator is closed, close the compartment door. First, insert the UPS input into the grid input end. Then turn on the grid power air switch. At this time, the UPS is in the power on state. Press and hold the power button to turn on the UPS. The UPS generates a 220V output. Turn on QF11 and QF12 at the UPS end, QF13 and QF16 at the BMS end. Turn on the combiner cabinet screen, select the required operating software, and enter the password. In the date section, view the battery data. Click on device inside RCU, select connect, and perform the one-key cluster merging function. After the battery stack completes cluster merging, return to the main interface and close the electric operator, indicating the completion of DC side cluster merging work. The power on procedure for the second combiner cabinet is the same as above. After both combiner cabinets complete the cluster merging and confluence work, open the second combiner cabinet and turn on QF14, EMS power supply switch. Currently displayed is the EMS system. After waiting for the EMS to complete the power on work, enter the username and password to enter the EMS system main interface. EMS is in the off-grid state because it is not connected to the external network. During installation, select a standard network cable and connect it to the G1 port of the switch to complete the external network access. After completing the DC cluster merging and EMS startup, control the PCS to start through the EMS. After the PCS generates inverter output, use the provided accessories to turn on the load circuit breaker. It is mainly used to connect loads. After the container completes the power on preparation work, press the closing button to successfully connect the load. At the same time, strategy regulation can be carried out in the EMS area. After completing the closing of the GGD outgoing cabinet circuit breaker, open combiner cabinet 2, turn on the main power supply, turn on AC SPD. Turn on the air conditioner, lights, load power. Insert the UPS input plug into the load input. Turn off grid power. And turn on QF15. Turn on the main power supply, AC SPD, air conditioner, emergency light, fire protection, load light, and load power. Switch the UPS input port to load input. Turn off grid power, and turn on QF14, container internal lighting, and QF15, container internal socket control. Just now, we turned on the switch of the fire protection system in the combiner cabinet. Now, we open the fire protection cabinet, turn on the AC power supply and backup power supply to complete the power on work of the fire protection system. After EMS controls PCS to shut down, when disconnecting the circuit breaker of the GGD outlet cabinet, please ensure that the on-site load stops working or is disconnected. Press the disconnect button to disconnect the circuit breaker of the GGD outlet cabinet. Click the tripping button to disconnect the DC output of the combiner cabinet and cut off the connection with the inverter. Select one key exit. Inside the combiner cabinet, sequentially turn off QF16, QF15, QF14, QF13, QF12, QF11, press and hold the UPS shutdown button, and then turn off QF8, QF7, QF6, QF5, QF4, QF3, QF2, QF1 to complete the power-off work of the combiner cabinet. The operating principle of combiner cabinet 2 is the same as above. After the combiner cabinet completes the power off work, sequentially turn off the backup power supply and main power supply inside the fire protection cabinet to complete the power off work. Click the tripping button of the GGD incoming cabinet to disconnect the connection between the mains power supply and the container. When the color is red, it indicates disconnection. Since the battery and mains power supply have been disconnected from the PCS and stopped working, open the inverter. Use tools to sequentially disconnect the grid circuit breaker, load circuit breaker, and battery QDC switch. Finally, sequentially turn off KS, KB3, KB2, and KB1 to complete the power off work of the PCS.